Hello and welcome to Today in History. My name is Sotonye Afyesimama. If you are here for the first time, you're very welcome. If you're a returning visitor or subscriber, thank you for dropping by once again. Let's get cracking. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the notification bell so that you receive updates of my video uploads. Give me a thumbs up as well, it helps with the algorithm. Do not forget to share this video if you find it useful, find it educational and entertaining. Hopefully I'm able to deliver on all fronts. Right, let's get cracking. 30th of October, what happened on this day? We have to go back to, my word, the year 130. So we're talking nearly 2,000 years ago. And we're in Antinoöpolis. So Antinoöpolis was founded by this guy. His name is Hadrian. And Hadrian was a Roman emperor from the year 1172 to the year 138. He was born into a Roman Italo-Hispanic family that settled in Spain from the Italian city of Atri in Picenum. His father was of senatorial rank and was a first cousin of Emperor Trajan. He married Trajan's grandniece, Vibia Sabina, early in his career, before Trajan became emperor and possibly at the behest of Trajan's wife, Pompeia Plotina. He officially founded the city of Antinoöpolis in ancient Egypt. So that's Hadrian, who founded Antinoöpolis in ancient Egypt in the year 130. Couple of more pictures of Antinoöpolis. That's a painting of Antinoöpolis and deserted Antinoöpolis. These are the ruins of Antinoöpolis as it looks today. Okay, so moving swiftly on, 1,400 and something years later, the year is 1485. Henry VII, also known as Henry Tudor, he was crowned on this day as Henry VII. He founded the Tudor dynasty, so he's the father of the famous Henry VIII. He ended the Wars of the Roses, using his children's marriages to build alliances, very clever, and signed treaties that increased England's power. So this is Henry VII, who was crowned on this day, also known as Henry Tudor, the progenitor of the Tudor dynasty, father of Henry VIII. Let's move on to the year 1735. John Adams was born on this day. John Adams, as you may well know, was an American statesman, attorney, diplomat, writer, and founding father who served as the second president of the United States from 1797 to 1801. Before his presidency, he was a leader of the American Revolution that achieved independence from Great Britain, and he served as the first vice president of the United States. Adams was a dedicated diarist and regularly corresponded with many important figures in early American history, including his wife and advisor Abigail Adams and Thomas Jefferson. He died on the 4th of July 1826 at the age of 90. I did mention that there were two American presidents who died on this day in one of my previous videos. If I find that video, I'm going to put it right here, right now. So, John Adams, who was born on this day in 1735, second president of the United States, died on Independence Day, 1826. 1895, on this day, very little known. His name is Gerhard Dommerk, German bacteriologist and pathologist. He was born on this day in 1895, recipient of the 1939 Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine for his discovery, which was announced in 1932, of the antibacterial effects of Brontosil. So this is Gerhard Dommerk, who was born on this day in 1895. Let's move on now to the year 1938, and on this day, Orson Welles' radio dramatization of H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds was broadcast, causing great alarm. Though reports of a nationwide panic were unfounded, but some listeners feared a genuine invasion from Mars. So Orson Welles' radio dramatization of H.G. Wells's War of the Worlds was broadcast on this day in 1938. Little did they know that World War II was around the corner, so I guess the panic was kind of not, what's the word now, wasn't too far-fetched. Anyway, this was in America anyway, which was unaffected by the Second World War. So let's move on to the year 1960, unaffected in the sense that the war didn't actually take place in America, but in Europe and Russia and so on, mainly in Europe anyway, North Africa as well. 1960, on this day, Diego Armando Maradona, pictured here, an Argentine football manager and retired professional footballer, was born. He is currently the coach of Argentine Primera Division club Gimnasia de la Plata. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest football players of all time. He was one of the 2 joint winners of the FIFA Player of the 20th Century Award. If you remember, it's in one of my videos, Pele was the other guy who got this award. Maradona's vision, passing, ball control and dribbling skills were combined with his small stature, which gave him a lower center of gravity, allowing him to maneuver better than most other football players. He would often dribble past multiple opposing players on a run. His presence and leadership on the field had a great effect on his team's general performance, while he would often be singled out by the opposition. In addition to his creative abilities, he also possessed an eye for goal and was known to be a free kick specialist. A precocious talent, Maradona was given the nickname El Pibe de Oro, a name that stuck with him throughout his career. So that is Maradona pictured right here, born on this day in 1960. Happy birthday, Maradona, one of the greatest players, one of the greatest football players that has ever lived. 1961. So on this day, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, which existed from the year 1922 to 1991, detonated Tsar bomber. So that's a Tsar bomber over an island called Novaya Zemlya. It's an island in the Arctic Ocean. It's the largest nuclear weapon ever set off and produced the most powerful human-made explosion ever recorded. So this is a picture of the bomb. It looks actually beautiful, but something obviously that if this island was inhabited, everyone would have lost their lives, no doubt. More pictures. So those are the planes, presumably, that carried the bomb and the aftermath. The bomb, some more pictures. That's the island of Novaya Zemlya. And another mushroom cloud. And you can see this is self-explanatory, complete destruction over a 40-mile radius, severe destruction over a 60-mile radius. So, one good reason why the world should not even contemplate war. Because the United States alone has enough nuclear weapons to destroy the Earth several times over. We're talking probably 50 or 60 times over. That's just one country. That's just the United States. So that's why we need peace in our world. Guys, I'm going to move on to the next story of this day. In 1974, 13 years later, Muhammad Ali knocked out George Foreman in the Rumble in the Jungle. So this was in Africa. He regained the world heavyweight boxing title on this day in 1974. So that's him and George Foreman on the floor. 1995. This was the day actually when the chant Ali Mumbai, Ali Mumbai, Ali Mumbai. Go check it out. I'm sure there are videos on YouTube. Mumbai simply means Ali kill him. Ali Mumbai. And I think was it George Foreman who talked about the fact that Africans were chanting against their own brother. By the end of the day, they're both Africans, they're both African Americans, so they had to support someone. I don't want to go too far with this discussion, but it's kind of like what's happening in Nigeria today, where African Americans would look at what's happening in Nigeria with disdain and say, how can you be doing this against your brother? People are protesting for SARS and then the police open fire. They're having their issues in America with white American policemen opening fire on Black or African Americans, and they're dismayed that their own people who look like them, are doing the same thing to their own brothers and sisters. So yeah, it's the same thing here. At the end of the day, we have racist problems in the world. We have racism, we have tribalism as well. So you have the same race, but a different tribe. That also is an issue. So anyway, bottom line is we all want to live in a peaceful world. White, Black, Asian, Aborigine, American, American Indian, wherever you are from, whatever your tribe is, your ethnicity, your race, everyone wants to live in harmony. I think that's what we all want deep down. We all have the same red blood under our skin. So why can't we all just live in peace? Anyway, guys, I'm gonna move on to the last major event on this day, and it was in the year 1995. We're in Montreal, Canada. So on this day, I'm sure this is kind of self-explanatory. I'll explain. What if Quebec voted for independence? Well, they did vote for independence, but the vote was narrowly defeated. So voters in Quebec narrowly defeated a referendum that proposed sovereignty for the province within a new economic and political partnership with the rest of Canada. Montreal is the second most populous city in Canada and most populous city in the Canadian province of Quebec. The most populous city, I think, is Toronto. Founded in 1642 as Ville-Marie, or City of Mary, it is named after Mount Royal, the triple-peaked hill in the heart of the city. So Montreal. So again, on this day, the mostly French-speaking people of Montreal voted narrowly against leaving the Union of Canada. Apparently, half of the population speak French and about a quarter speak English, and a lot of people are bilingual as well. So my guess is that most of the French population felt disaffection, being with Canada, since most of the rest of Canada speak English and half of their population speaks French. In fact, the French is the largest segment of the population of Quebec. So it's no surprise that they wanted to be on their own. It may not just be a language thing. There may be other issues involved as well. Anyway, so that didn't happen. But this was the day that they tried to make it happen. But unfortunately for those who wanted this to happen, it didn't happen. So that's a picture of Quebec, and see how the votes went. The blue and the red. My guess is that the population of the blue segment is the population density is higher in the blue segment, because you can see that it was an almost 50-50 split in the votes, the actual numbers, but the red region is probably twice as big as the blue region. So it goes to say, that with reasonable reason, that the blue segment is more populated and has a higher population density, probably more populated as well, probably slightly more populated. Anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up for today's Today in History with this interesting cartoon which says, again, for those who cannot read this, Écoutez, which means listen up in English. And it also writes it there, listen up. So it's a cartoon. So there's a small man with a chair and what looks like, what's it called now? What's the word now? There's some of the grenade. He's holding a whip that looks like, it's lit up. I don't know what it is. Drop me a line in the comment. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, there's a man, the tiny man, pot-bellied man. And it says, the man says, listen up. Or, écoutez, listen up. He's speaking to a massive lion now with a Uncle Sam hat. Presumably that's a depiction of the United States. So he says, écoutez, listen up. Free trade stays. You keep lending us lots of money and you keep your big mouth shut, okay? And replies Uncle Sam, the massive lion is facing, and he says to himself, what a yappy little lunch. So on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's Today in History. Hopefully I shall see you tomorrow for another edition of Today in History. My name once again is Sotonye Afiesimana. Do not forget to share this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe as well by clicking the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up, it helps with the algorithm, and I shall see you again tomorrow for another edition of Today in History. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.